Today is the 13th regular meeting of the Lake County Board of Commissioners. Please rise and for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our meeting today. May our discussions be fruitful, our decisions wise, and our community strong. Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Here.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Present.
Commissioner Regovich.
Here. You have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of March 13, 2025. Do we have a motion to approve waiving the reading of the same?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Aye.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes. This brings us to public portion. Anybody wishing to address the board on agenda items only, please raise your hand. You have 3 minutes after stating your name and address. Anybody for public portion? None being seen. Madam Clerk, please proceed with resolutions.
In special resolutions, resolution recognizing April 2025 as Autism Awareness Month.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? I will start. I know we've done this in the past, but how important I think this awareness is. I think I've stated before that in my own family, I have a nephew who's autistic, and he's one of the joys of our family. He provides so much light and so much to our family, even as he's getting older. It's nice to see his growth. It's nice to see who he's becoming, and I'm happy to say he's got a job for the summer. So my brother's excited about that. I am 100% in support of this, and we see how many people out there that this affects. So,
Mr. President,
yes,
I would only echo and emphasize your thoughts. In the past, I've had more than one colleague who has been autistic, and it's remarkable to me how talented each and every one of them were. We tend to put people in boxes and see limits rather than potential. And while all of us have our limitations and challenges in life, the truth is we all have a lot to give. And folks with autism are no different from anyone else. Once again, we all have our challenges and our limits, but when you look beyond that and recognize that there are people with autism who are serving as elected officials, who are serving as lawyers, who are serving as doctors, who are volunteering in their community, who are in every profession and work every job, we need to recognize that we all have an enormous amount to contribute, and I believe that Autism Awareness Month reminds us that we can all do so much, and folks with autism are here contributing with us.
thank you. So I'm going to invite Alfie to speak on this, if she would.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioners, for having us here today to join in your recognition of Autism Awareness Month. As everybody knows, autism spectrum disorder is one of the largest growing diagnoses, and such a wide variety of skills and abilities, as Commissioner Plechnik pointed out. There's estimates, varying estimates, but about 5.8 million people in the United States, adults who have autism spectrum disorder. In Ohio, they're estimating it's about 2.1% of adults that have autism that are on the spectrum. There's a lot of great educational programs. The schools are recognizing the growing need for educational options for individuals with autism, for students with autism, and a lot of great educational programs. All of our school districts offer great opportunities, and our Broadmoor School is one of those schools that offers some excellent options for both educational and pre-vocational training. But in Ohio, we are the only county board, Lake County again scores, and we are the only county board that has developed a program post-graduation for adults who are wanting to learn more vocational and employment-related skills and provide employment for those individuals. So we developed our Imagine program because we like to imagine all the abilities and the possibilities for adults with autism. And so today I have with me our director of the Imagine program, Rachel Urbanek, and one of our employees, Josh Thompson, who would like to say a few words too.
Thank you so much for having us today. Yes, my name is Rachel Urbanek, so I'm the program manager of our JCR Imagine program. And what we do is we work, we're a vocational habilitation program. All of our individuals in the program are diagnosed with autism, and we work with other businesses in the community. We bring in the work for the individuals to complete at our site, and then we return the completed work to the customer. And then one of the wonderful opportunities that we were able to do, we've been doing this since 2017, is have a dog treat business. And it's called Pieces of Imagination Dog Treats, and all the individuals in the program participate in this job. So they do everything from baking the treats, making them, packaging, labeling the bags, everything. So, and then we sell them out in the community. So we would like to give each of you a bag of dog treats that were made by our individuals. You want to help me? We're going to come up here. Josh is going to help me.
Thank you very much. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good job, Josh.
Our students at school are very busy preparing for graduation, but they wanted to send this picture that they lovingly created for your office, Commissioner's office. So this is from our LEAP students.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Beautiful.
I see a puppy.
Madam Clerk, let's make it official.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Ravitch.
Yes.
You're giants.
Madam Clerk.
Resolution proclaiming April 2025 Child Abuse Prevention Month in Lake County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
In discussion.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I would just say thank you to all of the employees in Lake County Job and Family Services who have to live every day with the stark reality of child abuse in our community as they work to prevent it. But the sacrifice they make protects so many children. And knowing that there's a 24-hour hotline, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, where we can report child abuse and we can prevent child abuse, it is an enormous boon to our community. So if you see something, say something. You can save a life. And you may not be sure, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And we have our professionals at Lake County Job and Family Services standing ready to protect the children 24 hours a day.
I just think for a lot of us in society, it's unconscionable to even consider child abuse and what some children go through, and you have to live it every day. You have to live it with your staff, and we appreciate the effort and what you do to take care of that. This little bit of awareness, I think, opens everybody else's eyes to the fact that it's out there, it exists, and we have people in place to help. So I appreciate all that you do, all your staff does, unsung heroes, and so thank you so much.
I think we have you coming up to talk, or I think you'll say it better than I can.
Thank you, Commissioners. I appreciate the words of support very much. Yes, this is the time of year where we do raise awareness about child abuse prevention and all of the work that we do at Job and Family Services to keep the children in our community safe. We do have a 24/7, 365-day-a-year hotline. That number is 440-350-4000 and press number 1. Thank you for acknowledging the hard work of our staff. We do have staff on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to answer those phone calls. And I also like to express my appreciation for the concerned citizens that do call our hotline and the mandated reporters, law enforcement officials, all of our community partners that bring these children to our attention so that we can keep them safe. I have asked one of my assistant administrators to also join me today. Her name is Mary Udix, and she was also hoping to say a few words.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of the Children and Adult Services Division at Job and Family Services, I just want to thank our commissioners for considering this resolution today. As was already stated, April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and it's a special time for communities across the nation to shed light on this critical issue and make a commitment to protecting one of our most vulnerable populations. Unfortunately, no community is immune to child abuse neglect, and Lake County is no exception. In 2024, the social services staff at Job and Family Services responded to nearly 1,500 calls related to abuse, neglect, or other safety concerns involving children. However, we can't do that on our own. We rely on community members to be our eyes and our ears to inform us when a child may be in an unsafe situation. And it's really the responsibility of all citizens in Lake County to advocate for the welfare of children. To commemorate Child Abuse Prevention Month, we've been distributing blue wristbands, and I do have some today, and blue ribbon pins, and educational materials to schools, child care centers, churches, social services providers, and other organizations throughout the county. We'll be once again planting our blue and silver pinwheels in front of the Job and Family Services building next Wednesday, April 9th. And the reason for the pinwheel is that it's a national symbol of child abuse prevention, and it serves as an uplifting reminder of childhood and the bright future that all children deserve. Also on April 9th, it's Wear Blue to Work Day, and this is a statewide Ohio effort aiming to raise awareness about child abuse and neglect, and so we encourage everyone in Lake County to wear blue next Wednesday, April 9th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Madam Clerk, would it be possible to light the courthouse blue that night?
Yes, we can do that.
Let's make it happen.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't confuse that with the gavel.
Okay. Madam Clerk, you can continue.
In the engineer's office, resolution cooperating with Concord Township trustees for the Auburn Road Waterline Extension and Paving Project in Concord Township, Lake County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In the Utilities Department, resolution certifying unpaid water and sewer sums and administrative charges to the Lake County Auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution authorizing release of a performance surety in the amount of $20,000 to Express Underground for Glyco 2 Force Main Replacement Contract A Project 364S.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In Job and Family Services Department, resolution approving Lake County Department of Job and Family Services vouchers, date of warrant April 11, 2025, in the amount of $152,516.29.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing the Lake County Administrator to execute an agreement for purchase and sale for real property located at 190 East Jackson Street in the city of Painesville, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Jason, you want to?
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. The resolution before you is a purchase agreement for, I guess it would be the final piece of property over near the footprint of the Lake County new Sheriff's Office. There's one last home that we were able to come to a letter of intent with. So this will start that official process as far as title work and so on, and this should conclude the land acquisition process for the Public Safety Center. So this is on Jackson Street, directly adjacent to the Buildings and Grounds Telecom shop.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution amending the fee schedule for the Lake County Building Inspection Department effective January 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution to reappoint Carl Dondorfer as a member of the Region 13 One Ohio Governance Board to represent the unincorporated areas of Lake County for a 2-year term beginning March 29, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge.
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik.
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich.
Yes.
Resolution approving and accepting the Tax Incentive Review Council recommendation and approving the continuation of the enterprise zone agreement between Lubrizol Corporation and Painesville Township.
So moved.
Second.
I think we have Pat Mahorczyk here to talk about this.
Thank you, Commissioners. The Tax Incentive Review Council met on March 5th of this year to review our 2 open enterprise zone agreements. Resolutions items number 10 and 11 will address this. The first one is for Lubrizol Corporation's drum facility in Paynesville Township. The Review Council approved it. They're in compliance to continue their property tax abatement. And the second one, number 11, is for the Weston Jet Center building that is over across the street from our airport and next to Lost Station Sports Complex. That is a lease with Weston Corporation with a subsidiary of Lincoln Electric in there. So
just to kind of, this is a yearly thing you have to do to make sure they're complying with the reason they're getting a tax break.
Correct. It's for compliance with the Ohio Department of Development. They require us to have an annual meeting every year, which is comprised of county officials, school board, and local officials to vote to continue to evaluate the job creation, the capital improvements, the investment into the community, and whether they met the agreements when we entered into them. And both of those are within compliance, so we're recommending to continue both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution approving and accepting the Tax Incentive Review Council recommendation and approving the continuation of the Enterprise Zone Agreement between Weston Jet Center Road LLC and City of Willoughby.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of an agreement between the Lake County Narcotics Agency and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association expiring March 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution amending the Lake County credit card policy.
So moved.
Second.
And discussion of Jill, if you want to just give a brief update.
Sure. So over the last probably year, there have been some minor tweaks to the Ohio Revised Code with regards to political subdivisions using credit cards. Our office worked with Mr. Hackman and his team to update our policy to be in accordance with that. And we also recently worked through the County Commissioners Association to participate in their credit card program through Huntington Banks. We're just trying to encapsulate all of that in an updated policy that needed updated. So that's that.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution declaring for the public convenience and welfare to locate the Carter Road centerline located in Concord Township and Leroy Township.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
In the Finance Department, resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $2,813,022.33.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution approving payment of bills to CT Consultants Incorporated as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $19,740.80.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Abstain.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $1,879,426.14.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution increasing and decreasing appropriations of various general and non-general fund accounts.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge?
Aye.
Commissioner Plechnik?
Yes.
Commissioner Regovich?
Yes. Which brings us to departmental reports, utilities.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm happy to report that our break wall project north of our East Water Treatment Plant is complete. The break wall portion of it is. Have a walkthrough next week for that. We were very fortunate to get a grant for that project to cover the entire cost. And actually, because the prices came in lower than expected, we had some money left in the grant. We were able to expand the scope a little bit and replace the road that goes up to our raw water pump station as part of that project, and that'll happen this spring. So we got a little bit more bang for our buck, and we look forward to that project being wrapped up. That's all I said.
Nice to hear those stories, I guess. Job and Family Services.
I have no report today. Thank you.
Thank you. County Administrator.
Yes, Commissioners, just briefly, I received our monthly report from Gilbane on the jail project, so I was just going to a couple highlights consistent with what I've been saying. Our March activities included, as I look at we have a live stream here too, so as I look at these guys slopping through the mud, completed all the underground utility work with Mixter Excavator. I noted a few weeks ago there's about 550 what's called aggregate piers that have been bored down and compressed with gravel to stabilize the site. Those are done. Temporary power, thanks to Painesville City. The pole has been set, a line has been run to, you look now, there are at least 3 construction trailers on site, which is always a good sign that we're going to gear up. And the concrete contractor is on site as we speak. They're fighting a little bit of rain here. The elevator pit is right in the middle of the site. Dave's looking at my screen. So we got the first pour in. They're going to pour a couple more over the next couple days. That elevator pit will be in, and the foundation work on this closest to Erie Street, near where the Burger King used to be. That's where they're starting the foundation work in. So that they got to pour in maybe Monday or Tuesday before yesterday's weather came through. We've received every permit, I believe, knock on wood, from all the regulatory agencies. City of Painesville, Dave Strichko's shop is reviewing all the necessary building department items. To date, we have used 5 of our 28 budgeted weather days. So that's always an important thing to keep in mind. And the substantial completion date, I'm hesitant to say this, but it's in the document, is February 10th of 2027. Now, that's subject to the aforementioned 28 weather days, depending on if we use those or not. So things are going well.
Very good. Is that safe to say that that elevator pit's now the sheriff's fishing hole?
Maybe.
Madam Clerk.
The next commissioner meeting is scheduled for next Thursday, April 10th at 10 a.m.
Thank you. And legal.
No report, Commissioner.
Thank you. Is there any old business to come before us, gentlemen? No, being said. Any new business?
Mr. President,
Yes.
want to let you know, Mr. Boyd and I had the privilege this week of asking some funders within the community that help out with our nonprofit services and social service network, and I was happy Suzanne and Elfie, who just others, Elfie, were also there with us, and happy to say that everybody we asked to come and sit down and have a conversation was more than happy to partake about having kind of a better collaboration between all the folks who help provide the funding that provide the services here in our county, just making sure that we're being the best stewards of our dollars as possible, as well as making sure that any unmet needs or cooperation that can be put together, make sure that we're making the biggest impact possible. So we had our first meeting. I was very happy with it. I think we have a direction on where we want to go with the group and that round table, and I hope to be able to report back success stories time and time again here in the future. So,
Thank you. That's good to hear that working together is always better to get more done. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to the executive session. There will be no business conducted after this session is completed. We do have our business meeting today as soon as our executive session is over, so you want to hang around for that.
And what are the topics of the session?
The topic are personnel, collective bargaining, and personnel to consider appointment of employee or official.
so moved.
Second.
Oh, Jason? No. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Beveridge,
Aye.
Commissioner Plechner.
Yes.
Commissioner Ravitch.
Aye.